let's hope that, here's what's weird about it. The weird thing about this is that there's a huge delay. So there are times when I'm talking and I actually have no idea if it's literally going to go up on YouTube. So here we are. I need some help. So tell me if you can hear me. Yeah, tell me if you can hear me. Let's talk. Let's start with that. We are in a very different place, as you can see. And the sound is a little weird, but also the connection, I'm not sure. I'm in a hotel. And I'm kind of surprised that there is enough of a Wi-Fi strength where this can happen, but who knows? Who knows? We're just going to let it be what it is. I'm trying to roll with the changes. I am in a hotel this week because I have a family member who is in the hospital and they were going to be here alone. So I'm here. I'm here just to visit and hang out all day long every day for the next week. And so I thought, well, let me take my business on the road. This is what we were designed to do for the most part. So we'll see how it goes. Loud and clear, beautiful. Welcome. Okay. Thank you for saying that. I think that I'm running solo today, so there isn't going to be anyone moderating or kind of making sure things happen in the chat. So this is what I'm going to just put out there before I go into the whole like welcome speech of what we're doing and how we're going to do it. I'm probably going to have to pause every once in a while to put a little comment in and then figure out how to pin a comment to the top of the chat so that if people come in while we're doing our meditation, they know what to do. So I'm going to ask for a little patience, but we can do this. So this is I believe it's our third live gathering for this renewed season. I don't know that I'm going to do it in seasons, but I'm going to call it that, for this renewed season of our live meditation gatherings. And I've just been loving them. I love how you're all showing up, and I love how this is, I mean, it's absolutely an offering of service and love to all of you, but I just get as much out of it as you do. I love being here. I love holding space. Even the fact that I'm the one guiding the meditation, it still feels like a meditative state for me as well, because I'm feeling you in it. And so when we come out of it, I'm just in a whole different space, which I really appreciate and I love. And I think that it's also very much a testament to the intention and to the presence that you bring to the table. And we're weaving together across the planet. It's a beautiful thing. And I love that it's on a Friday. I love that it's kind of in a weird Friday morning time, because it really makes each one of us kind of just stop, check out of what the noise and the busyness of our lives are, to do this thing where we come into presence and do some spiritual practices, which I think is just beautiful. So I'm so grateful. I am going to look at the comments. I'm so glad, Maria, that this is a favorite part of your week. I love it. Yes, my relative, it's my brother, and he's going to be great. He, oh gosh. Sorry, I just got distracted by something on this desk. He had to have surgery, but he's going to be fine. He had the surgery already yesterday, and he's recovering quickly, but he is disabled. And so even though he's high functioning and he can, like, you know, he can hang on his own, I didn't feel comfortable having him be bored for 7 days straight in the hospital. So I'm here and I'm working, but I'm working hospital bedside. And in the meantime, I'm also staying in a hotel. So this is why I'm in a whole different place. I think that's my sweater. It's a little bit of a mess, but here we are. The beauty of it is that most hotels, right, have Wi-Fi, are catering to business people, so they've got the thing going on, which I'm really grateful for. Okay, that is enough about me. So Sylvia says, missed the other two, but I'm also glad that you're doing these again. I love the first season. Beautiful. I'm glad. And you know, Sylvia and all of you, these are just going to continue to live on YouTube. So you can always go back and use them as you need to for continued work. So my recommendation is, and we're going to continue, I'll continue to add to the different topics and things that we're going to explore using the mode of, or the modality of, guided meditation. But you can use them kind of as prescriptives. So for instance, today's theme is about self-love. I'm going to do a series of these in different waves. But if that's something that you want to work on, you can always come back. hit play and use it as a guide to do your own work as you continue on your own. And the beauty of it is that Emily and or I or Elliot or someone always will come through and timestamp everything so that later when you come back to hear what's going on and be led through a ritual, you don't have to do the whole thing. You don't have to skip through to find where it starts, and you don't have to listen to the whole introduction again. So hopefully that'll be of service to all of you. I certainly love making them and doing them with you, and yeah, like that. So let's talk, and thank you, Leanne, and thank you, Izzy. And all the well wishes. He's going to be fantastic. I have it was a little bit of a nerve-wracking day yesterday, but he's totally fine. He's recovering, and he's just a matter of recovering, which is, what we need to do sometimes when we have some sort of illness or something that we need to heal from. Rest is critical. And it's a lesson that I'm learning, I think, in all directions, not just when you're ill, but rest as a recovery. We can probably do a whole class on that. Hey, Jesse, welcome. Welcome, Leanne. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. Welcome to all of you who are joining. It's 10:03, so we're good. We're on time. I'm going to always do a little bit of an intro. We're chatting now. I love it. Let's keep talking to each other. But when we start the meditation, I ask that everyone remain quiet. Don't ask questions of each other. Just kind of really tune in and do the work. So even step away from the computer and sit somewhere where you can still hear what's going on, but you're not tempted, right? To unplug from your internal self and plug back into the webs. And then after, if there is commentary that you have or questions that you have after we finish the meditation, I'm gonna, yes, do that, but try not to do that. Try to do that later in the comment section, only because you're still going to be in it. There's going to be, for a few minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a day, where you're still in the reverberations of the work that you did while you were in. Honor that. Give space to that. Don't create a lot of chatter or noise for yourself internally or externally, so that whole thing can download for you. It's one of the reasons why I push and push and push. Keep a journal with you. I've also included it into the whole meditational instructions. So at the end, when we're done, I'm going to prompt you. Write some things down. What came through? What did you feel? What was unique? What was like a standout awareness for you? Because those things are important, particularly as witches. We really, our best teacher, always, people want mentors. They want a priestess or priest or priestess to work with and learn from. They want to take 1,000 classes. Yes, absolutely. Read all the books. But your best teacher will always be your direct experience. And journaling helps to kind of solidify those things for you. And it also helps you hunt for those details of experiences that you might have had that would be really easy for you to overlook. If you've written them down, it kind of brings them up a little bit closer to the consciousness in your mind so that you can work with it later or explore it further. Journal, journal, journal. Write things down. You are your own scientist. This is about your personal gnosis and your direct experience as a witch. You're going to encounter a lot of different things in meditations like this, and it's great to jot those things down and then journal about them later or explore them later. Okay, so that's that. Sylvia says, my dog decided to sit on my lap to join us. I love it. Pets love to be in sacred space and sacred circle. Oh, Diane, that's a great question. Hope your brother, yes. Okay. This is not the place to talk about that, Diane, but I will say this. I do have a recommendation for menopause. I'm going to assume that you are probably asking for in terms of healing or body support or hormonal support. Susan Weed, S-U-S-U-N, Weed, wrote a book, and I'm not exactly certain of the exact title, but if you do a search, you're going to find it. It's called, I think, The Menopausal Years. That book is chock full of incredible wisdom, not just physiologically, which is an important thing, because oftentimes when you get a book that talks about herbal remedies and herbal support, it doesn't give you the physiological information of what is happening in your body and what do you really want to help rebalance and recalibrate. That book has that. So that is the first recommendation that just readily came to mind. I would check that out. The other thing too is that if you want to talk about things like this further, I do a live IG or Instagram live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. And it's a Witchcraft Q&A. So bring your questions to the Tuesday Instagram We talk sometimes for 2 hours. Last week it was like a 2 hour long thing. I'll do an oracle reading in the beginning, and then we just kind of hang out and talk about questions and answers and things that are on our mind in terms of our path, our craft, all the things. Um, mm, 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 Maria says, I was stuck on the will start soon screen. I missed the beginning. Well, Maria, I'm just doing like introductions and blah, blah, blah. So don't worry, you didn't miss anything. But I am going to start in a minute as I adjust myself. I'm sitting on, so here, just background. I'm in a hotel, obviously, and I have this like comfy chair on its own, but the chair is too low for the desk and for how low my tripod can go. So if I were really sitting in the chair, you'd only see me from my neck up, and I couldn't find, so I'm like on a pillow, but I'm a little off balance. Like the things that we do behind the scenes to make these things work is hilarious. All right. Yeah, stupid technology. Hey, Patchouli and Sage. Okay, so if I've missed hellos, let's say Being Witchy, Diane, Sylvia, Greeny, Joey, welcome. Maria, welcome. Patchouli and Sage, welcome. Layla, welcome. Leanne, Izzy, I've said hi to. Emiliano, welcome. Monique, I love Allie's Magical Insights. Beautiful name. Wonderful, wonderful. Yasmin, Freya, and yeah, okay. Wonderful. So, let's talk. We're going to do a meditation today on self-love. And it is on purpose that I'm doing self-love because the July box for the subscription box is Love Magic. And of course, because you know how I roll, I don't want people to think that it's about love magic to like bring your lover. It's not. It's never going to be that with me. It's always going to be about how do you resonate, how do you align with, how do you embody love, and it starts with you. That is where the healing starts. That's where the magic starts. That is where the love reverberates out and becomes a powerful magnetic. So the box is about love, and we're going to be talking about love in our meditations today. And it's possible that I may do another one on love next week. I'm not sure yet, but I will know by Monday because I just kind of wait for the inspiration to come from on high or down low, depending on what we're working with. And and you'll notice that in the title it's Love Meditation 1 because this is like the beginning of a series of various meditations on love that I will cover with all of you over the course of our lives together here on YouTube. But I probably won't do them back to back to back, right? So this particular meditation is a meditation that you can come back to over and over and over again, and then you can make it your own. Once you face the thing that we're going to face together in the meditation, you can use this, I don't want to call it a format, but you can use the space, you can use the entryway in to have conversations, to do healing work. There's a lot that you can do with what we are kind of creating as a foundation together today. If you've done these with me before, we did one last year on meeting your astral guide or meeting your guide in the astral realm, where we set up a place to meet with our guides. This is a similar type of meditation, only it's a very different place, and it's to meet yourself. Okay, so know that this is kind of a, we're creating specific, or I'm helping you create specific architecture to do different work in the astral realm when you need it. So this is definitely a meditation that you could come back to over and over and over again and then make your own and do a bunch of other things with that relate to yourself, to your healing, and even later to your relationships. So there's that. Let me see what's happening here. Okay, Gaga. And if you did not subscribe, if you were not subscribed to the box, so you didn't get the July box in the mail for the Love Magic box, those have gone on sale today. If you go to our shop, they're there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous. We had these beautiful mala beads made for us. They're rose quartz and crystal quartz. They're beautiful. It is specifically for love work. It is specifically for love healing work. And I'm just so excited about it. And that is not even the best thing of the box, even though it kind of is. Everyone's like, ooh, we got a new mala. To me, the best thing about this box is that there's a Rose of Jericho in there. It's a dried bundle. And I mean, if those of you who know and have worked with Rose of Jericho before, it's that beautiful, dried up, seemingly dead plant that when you water becomes this gorgeous plant. Anyway, a lot of magic is going on this month. A lot of love magic, a lot of resurrection magic, a lot of magic is happening. So this is sort of part of that. I want us to resonate with love for the whole month. Okay, here's what we're going to talk about. Get yourself comfortable. If you need drinks, if you got to go to the bathroom, you better run and do it right now. We're going to start a meditation in a second. And have your journal with you. If you are part of the bells and whistles crew where you like to have the altar, this is the time in a few seconds to light your candle so that you can kind of begin to silence, right? And get comfortable so that we can go in. And while you do that, I don't want to leave you with a whole lot of silence and dead time, but I'm going to write a really quick little note that I'm going to try to pin to the top of the chat for those of you who come in after all of this introduction. All right, get your things ready, and I'm going to type this out. Welcome to the guided meditation. We have already, oh yeah. I should have had this already ready, but I didn't know that I wasn't going to have someone here with me. So welcome to the guided meditation. We have already begun. Please slip into the meditation with us and keep the container. That's good. All right, so does anyone know how to do this? I'm just going to hit enter and then, oh, pin the message. Look at me, I'm a professional. All right. You know what, here's the thing. Someone said this the other day. They said that, I think it was Erica who said, Erica works with us in the workshop. She helps package the boxes that you all get. And she said, I heard you say something about how you're not really good at figuring it out, or you haven't figured it out yet. I think that I can really only use this excuse for like maybe one more video, and then it's like over. Like I can't not say, or I can't say anymore that I don't know what I'm doing, because really I need to figure this out and just be done with it. Okay, love, Rose of, yes, Rose of Jericho. Oh, this is your 40th birthday month, Patchouli and Sage. 40. Oh, we probably should, I don't even know where I'm going to stick all these chats, because I just want to hang out and chat with all of you. But we can probably do a whole couple of hours on age alone. 40 has been fantastic. I mean, I was 49 years ago, but 40 was like a huge rite of passage. 40 is good. Congratulations. You're going to savor it. It is better than the 30s, way better than the 20s. You just start to come into your own in a really gorgeous, gorgeous way. Happy, happy birthday. I am so happy for you. Yes, Izzy, you can subscribe. We ship everywhere in the world. Yeah, we ship everywhere in the world that can receive mail from the US. So there's that. And we ship everywhere in the world that can receive products that are of a spiritual nature, because there are a couple of countries, and I don't want to call them out right now because I don't remember, I think it's 2 or 3, that won't allow anything other than their particular religion. So if you receive mail that's like New Agey or considered outside of that religion, they won't let you receive it. So if you live in that country, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So anywhere else in the world that receives mail, we will ship to you. So you're good. Okay, I have hung my little thing. We're about to start. Yeah, it's a gorgeous age. Let me do this thing and see how this works. Get comfy, settle in, and here we go. Okay. Beautiful. As always, I want you to close your eyes. And start bringing your attention to your breath. And always when you begin, allow your breath to just be natural. You're just tuning your attention into just how you're breathing in the present moment right now. Now, slowly begin to breathe with intention. So we lengthen our breath, deepen the breath, and slow it down. And this is about creating space for some play. In other words, as you draw in that air and you expand the way it enters into your body, you slow it down. It's really about savoring, right? Savor what it feels like to draw in air that's so freely available to you. Find the pleasure in the in-breath and the expansion of your body, and then find the pleasure in the release, the way it feels in sensation in your body, and the way it sounds. This is also the time to experiment with how long and how deep the breath needs to go. So while you're playing with that, find a pace and a rhythm and a depth that is comfortable and feels natural but still with intention, and then land on that so that that becomes your in-breath and out-breath pace and rhythm. You're establishing your breath and its steadiness because this is the rhythm that you're going to ride into the journey. It is also your anchor so that when things get distracting or thoughts start to race, return to the breath, return to the rhythm as if it were a drum, like a shaman's drum, keeping beat, keeping pace. It's your anchor. Your breathing is now steady and consistent, becomes the whole of your attention so that noises outside or distractions or voices, racing thoughts, those are all secondary to the beat and to the pace and to the rhythm of your breath. As your focus continues to really anchor into your breath, you start to feel as if the world around you has started to fall away. And though you feel yourself still supported by the ground or the seat beneath you, you become aware that the texture and the temperature of what you're sitting on is changing just a little bit. It's a bit harder, but not uncomfortable, and it's soft to the touch. And even though the surface of where you're sitting feels cool, like cool to the touch, it also feels very embracing and very soothing. I'm going to invite you to open your mind's eye so that you see where you are now. And where you are now is a type of temple. You're inside now, a type of temple that is ancient and beautiful because it is made entirely of rose quartz. There are smooth floors, all made out of rose quartz. This is where you're sitting. There are rose quartz points that are for pillars and round obelisks and all sorts of different shapes of rose quartz that create this beautiful temple. You even see beautiful shimmery geode-like crystal formations along the walls as decoration. There is pink and stone as far as the eye can see in this temple that you are sitting in, and you are alone inside. You sit at the center of this empty temple, no pews, just the beautiful floor and the walls and the way that the light shimmers through the crystals into the space. And you sit at the center in a lotus position in your meditation. With you there in that space, inside your temple, because this is your space now, continue to anchor into your breath. Does being in this space shift or change the way that you're breathing or the way that your body feels? Check in with yourself. Allow the space to hold you while you close your mind's eye again and continue breathing, finding stillness within while allowing the space that you are in to have its own influence on you. And tune into you, as in you. Tune into yourself. Again, the way your body feels, the way your breathing sounds in your body, to how your body and awareness has shifted while finding yourself in this marvelous place that is all there just for you. This place calls love. It calls love to it. It resonates love. It holds love. And it creates a safe space for you to consider what love has been in your life. What has love been in your life? It can be very tempting and very easy to think about and to identify all the ways that love has not been in your life. And this is important. It's important to acknowledge and then also to let it go. Really try to focus on what has love been in your life. What has that love felt like? What does love feel like for you? Sometimes it becomes easier to tap into that pure love when you think about a baby that you've known or had and that big rush of all consuming love that you felt for them, or a puppy or a kitten where it's just all gush, all love, all perfection, embracing, accepting love, the kind of love that just overwhelms your body because it's warm and beautiful and expansive. When you think about loving those types of beings, what does love feel like in your body and for you? Allow yourself to bask in those sensations, whatever they may be, because they're all information for you. Think about the way it feels to see them, to hold them, to feel the joy over them. Imagine what you would do to take care of them, to protect them, to nurture them. Think about all the ways that that kind of love feels and plays out in your behavior, the way you think, and the way your body feels. Come back to your breath. Sometimes when things like this can feel super emotional, if you just deepen your breath a little bit more, it's a great energetic way to grow bigger around all the feelings and awareness that you're having. So bring your breath in a little bit deeper and grow big around the things that you're feeling and experiencing right now. And then when you're ready, bow internally to that being, whether it was an imagined being or a real being that you were thinking about in terms of your love for them. Bow in gratitude to the sensations for giving you this experience right now, and let them fade away as you return your awareness to your breathing and the sound it makes in this rose quartz temple that you're sitting in. Reopen your mind's eye in this temple, noting that though you are still alone, right in front of you, as if there were a mirror, the reflected image of you sitting there seems to be appearing before you. It's not a mirror, but somehow you're reflecting to yourself in front of you until you're doubled. It's you, and the two of you are sitting in front of each other, facing each other in the same position as the other. So you, doubled and mirrored in the flesh, appear before you. As you come into full focus, look at yourself across from you there, sitting just like you are. Look at the way you're sitting, the clothes that you're wearing, the posture and the sound of your breathing. Check yourself out. Now bring your eyes up to your own eyes, holding the gaze for a moment before drifting a bit to take in your whole face. Look at your nose, the curvature of your mouth and your cheeks, any freckles or moles or expanses of clear skin that you might have. Take in the details, the eyelashes, the eyebrows. Then behold yourself. Behold yourself in your entirety, the way you look, your face, the breathing, the truth and the story and the world behind your eyes. Behold yourself fully. And then return your gaze back to your own eyes, holding it there, eye to eye, and deepening your breath. If the impulse arises to look away, choose not to. Keep your gaze there, eye to eye, gazing into each other's eyes. hold your gaze and begin to transmit that same love that you recalled before to yourself there through this holy gaze. The love that you were feeling before, that you were tapping into before, transmit that to yourself through this holy gaze. Can you do that? Does it feel effortless the way it might have before? Does it feel a little harder? Does it feel fabricated? Pay attention to the things that come up for you while you continue to hold the gaze and transmit that love through your gaze. Remember to make a mental note of what might be coming up for you, whether it's emotion or discomfort or physical sensations like tightness. Acknowledge them, thank them, and then let them slip past you as you return your intention and attention to the gaze of love. And pick up on the fact that as you gaze at yourself with this gaze of love, you are looking back at you with the same gaze of love. Who do you see there in front of you? Like, who are you? How do you see you? How do you love yourself in this moment? What does that look like or feel like? What is the frequency or the energy of this love that you're giving to yourself as you look into your own eyes? What do you know beyond a shadow of a doubt about you as you sit there gazing at each other? Are there emotions playing across your face that you can see? What do you sense by gazing into your own eyes? What is the message of love that you can sense you most need to hear from you right now? tell yourself that. And now tell yourself that again. Continue to gaze while breathing deeply, letting that breath expand you around the sensations and emotion until you've expanded enough to reabsorb yourself back into one body. Let each breath create this transition for you. And then pause here to check in with yourself to see if anything feels different, if you're still in the emotion of the encounter, or if something new is there or not. Just check in. And now you find yourself back to seated in this temple alone, but not alone, because you're there with you, inside one body. Continuing to breathe in the same pace that keeps you anchored. And you start to look around you, making note of the place that you are sitting in, making note of what it feels like and what it looks like, so that you can come back here again another time. Once you've done that, close your mind's eye once more and just breathe. Breathe in the experience. Breathe in the sensation of seeing yourself outside of yourself, of gazing at yourself, just all the things. Breathe and make note of how you're feeling. When you start to feel ready, create a transition for yourself where you retract yourself from the temple that you're in and slowly, energetically make your way back to where you're seated right now in the space that you are, that your physical body is in. Letting your breath be the thread that brings you back. Again, checking in with yourself and your body to see how you're feeling, how your body and sensations are the same or different. And bow in gratitude internally to you, yourself, for whatever it was that you gave each other, for being you as you are, and for being in the exact place that you are in your own personal journey. No judgment, just gentle, gentle love. Let your breath become natural, whatever that might be for you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to our space here together. So, for those of you who are okay to kind of engage a little bit, I have a couple of words. If you don't feel up for any major engagement, honor that, and you can just kind of quietly slip out of the live. But I want to encourage you to journal. As I said earlier, write down what your experience was, what it was like to do this kind of a guided meditation, to sit across from yourself, what it felt like to gaze into your own eyes. Sometimes the visualization can be difficult for some of us, and that's okay. Over time, practice definitely helps, but this particular meditation can be difficult because it's hard for us to see ourselves, right? We're constantly looking out from within ourselves. So it's definitely one to practice as you can, and really jot down the differences between the way you were able to conjure up the sensations and feelings of love for another as opposed to you. There's a lot of information there to be gleaned. So that's really all I have to say at the end of this one. Spend some time writing about it, be gentle with yourself, and know that you can come back to this temple to do more work around giving yourself love, giving yourself affirmation, just meeting yourself and allowing everything that isn't love to come up for review, because that's part of the work of loving ourselves as well, that we have to face those things that are not love that we have for ourselves in order to clear it, heal it, acknowledge it, and work through it. So like that, I want to make sure you're all here. So I hope that you're all good. Give me one or two of you a little thumbs up. You don't even have to speak. I don't really want to call you out of your space, but just to check in, let me know, one of you, that I'm still here, and then we will close it out. And we will have another one of these next week. Same time, same day, and I will post later on today or potentially by Monday what the theme of next week is going to be, but definitely in the comment section below, feel free to offer up commentary and questions, and if you feel comfortable sharing your experience, I would love to hear about that, and we can continue to talk about that a little bit more in the comments later. All right, thank you so much. I love it. Maria says, that was really interesting. Twice my conscious mind entirely dropped out. I kind of lost track of the visualization. It was like I became one with existence instead of being in the visualization. And Maria, that's fantastic. That can happen, and that's its own experience. So trust that, jot that down, and then I would definitely recommend coming back and doing this again to see if you keep having that experience. Wonderful. I love all the hearts. All right, my loves, thank you so much. This was beautiful. I hope that it served you in some way, and we will see each other again next week, and throughout this next week on all the other places that we are. I love you. Take care, and just be gentle with yourselves. Mwah. Okay, bye.